these people have regarded my last decade or so of work, of accomplishment, as something noteworthy. But ultimately, all of this has been in one particular vision. And simply, the vision is rhythm. It is about raising yourself. And as honored as I am by this special day, I will be even more honored when each and every one of you go out there and accomplish what you set out to do, that is to become totally financially free. And when you are able to do that and we are able to move forward as one community, we will make a difference. There will be people out there who will begin to notice who we are and what we are doing. And today, we're going to talk about the next thing. Yesterday, we talked about what? Today, we are going to begin to talk about the next thing. And that is commitment. I love you too, guys. Now, commitment is something that we ought to take very seriously. Commitment is basically what moves. Yesterday we talked of the navigation, focus being the navigation, is it not? We talked about belief being the fuel. So what is commitment? Commitment is simply staying on the path, staying on the road, not digressing, not diverting, not stopping until we reach the goal. Commitment is what we are all terrified about. We need to commit. Essentially, when we started this company began because of this commitment. I'm not sure if any of you are aware of the basic story, but you can pick that up when we put it into book format. But we have said this so many times. The reason we began this company was at that time, we had made a commitment. We began just like you. Network marketing. We were network marketers. And our only desire was to be financially free. And our focus was to get there as soon as possible. And to that end, we were willing to work. To that end, we were willing to do whatever it took. To that end, we put our hands out and brought a whole bunch of people in. And we became more or less, you might say, competent at it. To the point that a group of us that we initially called V Grupo, meaning V Group, that eventually became V Team, and that is today the V, actually was capable of developing a network and holding it together and going from one company to another. But then we realized that the only way that we could control our destiny was also to control the company. And the way we realized this was sadly through basically, I would say, a crisis that happened. A company that we all believed in, that we trusted, that we began we began this road that led to where we are today, abandoned us. They left us with a few thousand networkers and nowhere to go. In fact, we began to be a little bit suspicious of them as we went along, and Japa, actually, we sent Japa as our ambassador to go check these guys out. They were in the States. And of course, at that point in time, anything coming from the States was considered good. We have learned otherwise. Japa arrived there and realized the true situation of this particular company. And we were all, the rest of us, the group that you see here, were shaken. Because we had brought a few thousand people in, and they had put their trust in us. And we had begun this journey. But when things started happening that we were not comfortable with, we decided to check it out. And when it checked out that these guys were basically more likely to fold and fail because they hadn't planned well, because they had essentially been overtaken by greed. Are you with me? Then we realized that this is something that we are facing in almost every company that we went to. It doesn't matter where, because we were not running it. Because the people who were running it were corporate. And their only position in corporate, like any other business, is to maximize profit. Are you with me? And maximize profit means sometimes at any cost. So when you're willing to go at that level of thinking where it is at any cost, then the next level, which is let's do it without cost, simply means they're going to rip you. Simply means that they are going to rip you blind. Which means they are going to rob you blind. Translators, are we together? So we were stuck. And when we were stuck, we had to try to reinvent the wheel, you know. The first thought was, how do we got all the people together. It was in a massive audience like this, not as big as you guys. It was a couple of thousand strong, and we had rented a facility to meet our leaders and talk to them. Not just our leaders, everybody who was beneath us. And we talked to them. We said, this is what's happening. What should we do? And they basically said, why don't we came and joined you. We believe in you. And we still believe in you. You tell us what to do. You have been through a few companies. You know how it works. What do you need from us to make this work? And that was a bit of a shock, you might say. And we had to decide quite seriously about this. And it made some sense because, you see, who else can run a network marketing company except for networkers? Who else? Who else will understand the passion, the plight? Who will understand the path? Who will understand what we go through? And if you take a look out there, at the other companies out there, almost everybody is run professionally. It's corporate. the one thing we made a vow to do 13 years ago was to never lose sight of who we are really working for. And who are we really working for? You. You know who? You didn't hear me back there. Do you want to know who my boss is? I have a boss. In fact, I have 7 million bosses. The reason that I'm able to be where I am today means nothing without you. You make it possible. You are the reason that we exist. And that's why QI is here today. We are here today simply because we are here because of one word, commitment. So we decided initially that we would start this company and that we would take this company to a point where we could get a professional team of corporate personnel to come in and take over the company and run it. So we could go back to what we love to do. Networking like you guys. I'm telling you, there is nothing better in this planet than doing what you do. I would love to change places with any one of you anytime. Who'd want to sign me up? But somebody has to do this job. You want to do my job? You sure? I'll be very happy to give it up. I've been trying to find someone for the last 13 years. Are you ready for the job? Are you ready for the job? You know what you need to get this job done? You need to get this 10,000 votes to begin with. Can you come up there and sell it to them? Can you come up there and sell it to them? Because I can. Simply because of the last 13 years. Could we have stopped this, and gone out there and retired with some yacht in the Mediterranean sipping on a pina colada? Yes. I made a promise to my wife that I had to break because of you. I said to her, when we become financially free, I stop working. We basically go out there to some little hut in the middle of nowhere, build our little place out there and just, travel, have a good time, etc., so on and so forth. We will have all the time in the world to do things that I wanted to do. Hey, I wanted to go back to university and get another degree. Here I am. But you know what? Our promise to the first few thousand people is what holds us even today, because the promise just kept growing from year to year. We took over the system. We took over everything that was happening at the time, and we kept on rebuilding it, refining it, because we believed in the concept, but we didn't believe in the mechanism. We had the intent. We didn't have the mechanism. So then we started to work on the mechanism. And the mechanism is what you see right now after 13 years. This is QI. But everything started to change after the first 5 years. We were ready, we thought, to hand it over. Let's find a team, let's hand it over, then I can officially retire. My wife was so happy. And then what happens is, just like any other ship in a storm, we got hit by any other ship in the sea. We got hit by a storm. We had one challenge, and then another, and then another. And life is about challenges. But we got through them every single time. And we realized the reason that we are getting through these challenges is very simple. It's because we believed and we were willing to do whatever it took to get us through. And because we were motivated, we were inspired. Every time we come up here in Recon, when we see all these faces, how can you not be inspired? So many lives, so many people. And out of this entire group right here, there will be a core group that really want to change. Most of you think you want to change, but when you go home, everything sets back in. It's easy to commit. It's extremely difficult to carry it out. So every time there was a different challenge. Every time there was a different thing that needed to be done. And we were never comfortable with anybody who wanted to come take over. So we said, if we're going to do this right, we have to do it ourselves. And that's the reason why Japa or me or Donna or TG or so many others out there are still here, networking. Because ultimately, this has become our way of life. This has become our passion. We began as mercenaries. You know what mercenaries are? People who are impelled by monetary gain, right? Just like all of you. Just like all of us. Are you with me? But today we have become missionaries. And our mission is to serve you. Our mission is to make sure that what we began with all these years ago, that our vision stands strong, that we are able to continue to raise others. And it's a tremendously satisfying thing to be able to see others achieve one goal, and then another, and then another, to watch them gain confidence, to watch them as they become leaders, to watch them as they grow eventually into the men and women that they were born to be. And there is nothing like that. So the satisfaction that we thought that we would get from the bank accounts, basically, we started to get from just watching you people grow. Are you with me? Yes. Are you with me? Yes. See, ultimately, we all have a purpose, and this purpose has already been decided. So I have a very nice saying that I put out as a thought of the day, and many people came back to me on this many, many times. It very simply says, when we sit down to make plans, sit back and listen, because vaguely in the distance, you will hear the sound of the universe laughing. The more elaborate the plan, sit back and listen quiet. If you're really quiet enough, you can hear the sound of God laughing. Here we are, making all these plans. The very nice saying that goes, man proposes, God disposes. Are you with me? Yes. So we planned to do so many things. We planned to retire. But the only thing that we were able to do is to keep on working. But it was not working anymore. It is not working anymore. When you love what you do, it's not work. And there is nothing that I live for more than doing this right now. I basically live from week on to week on. You guys make this possible, so thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, let's come back to commitment, okay? Commitment is about taking some just seriously. And the first one is to get over your fears of commitment. That's the first challenge that you face, the fear of commitment. We are all terrified of commitment. Are you with me? I'm telling you, it's easy enough to say it. It's another thing to actually do it. So commitment is the earmark of a true champion. All right? And it is commitment to each other that is truly the earmark of a leader. There are teams where a single person leads. There are teams where the whole team is led because it's a team of leaders. Are you with me? It is my belief that everyone inherently can lead. No one is born wanting to be a father or a mother. We grow into it. No one is born wanting to be the head of a family. We grow into it. Likewise, this is something that you need to grow into. And it is commitment that takes you into that step where you grow into leadership. Are you with me? And in order for the leadership to be able to actually function is the commitment to each other. So if one person falls, we all fall. When we are in a race right now, because believe me, we are racing against time. Time does not wait for us. We are racing against the environment because we have so many rivals out there who are just who have different intentions. They are in business. We too are in business, but with one essential difference. We are in the business of making other people successful. And I'd like to believe that we have proven this over the last 12 years. To our 13th year right now, and we have never wavered from this cause. From the very first day the QI group began, even from the very early days when we were Gold Quest, we had always partitioned a certain portion of our total revenue towards working towards giving back to society. We had portioned a certain revenue towards building training, towards building, basically, towards building an army of trainers. And essentially that grew and took form into what we have today through our AVPs, into our VCs, into our V Elite and V Ambassadors. And it has also taken fruition in the form of the Quest International University, where you are all at home. Your university. But let me go back to commitment to each other, and I'm going to show this to you through a little animation. And this animation is called The Race. Very simple animation. It was actually sent to me a few years ago because we were interested at that point in creating an animation studio. And one of the examples that they sent me was this thing called The Race. I loved it so much that we went out and got it. It's a very simple animation of commitment to each other. So if you want to understand the V partners, you understand the V, then you need to see this race. And then you go back there and you renew your commitment to your people. All right? So let's watch this race together. Commit. Commit to each other. That was not about winning anything. That was about coming back and making sure that all of us finish together. And that all of us work together. That all of us, we are as strong as our weakest link. Very short, but very simple message and very powerful message. Something you need to take home. Are you with me? Your weakest link, the one that we ignore, is your most important link. Because whatever it is, he or she did sign up underneath you. You made the same commitment to her or to him that you made to everyone else. If you didn't want her, don't sign her up or don't sign him up. Are you with me? But you did. Now, the commitment, however, never ends. Because you have to be by her side or his side and take it and take her or him to the next level. There is no other way around it. But why would you be afraid of that? Embrace it. Because it makes you stronger. It makes you better. It only can improve you. It is only through the commitment that you make to others that you learn the art of leadership. So take your weakest link, the one that you do not want to work with, the one that irritates you the most. You need that person. Do you not need that person? Do you not need that person? But you do have that person, no? Everyone has that one person in the team that is a real pain in the neck. The translators get that? Pain. Do you not have that single person who's a pain? The person who automatically sees opposite to you. Whatever you say or do, that person is going to be looking right in the opposite direction. Yes or no? If you're heading north, she's heading south. See a lot of people nodding your heads all over the place. You have one of those? Okay, I got a few of those. But you know what? You need them. You don't believe that, do you? A lot of people are nodding their heads, but then you really don't believe that. You don't want to believe that. I mean, what would I need from this really, superior pain in the neck? What could that, superior pain in the neck teach me? Right? Can he or she even teach me anything? She's the weakest. She's the only one who doesn't deliver. Why am I saying she? He also, the weakest, the only one doesn't deliver, the pain in the neck. That talks the most but does the least work. Have or don't have? Put your hand up. You have or don't have? Everyone? Good. When you go back home, walk up to this person and embrace that person. Say, thank you for being alive. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being a pain in the neck. And you are not joking. Still, the conviction is not there. I'm telling you this, you are hearing it, but you don't want to believe it, nor do you want to change. Am I right? You don't want to believe it, right? Okay, so here you are. You're walking in this particular direction. No, you're just there. Don't worry. Just look there, that's all. Okay. You're heading in this particular direction, right? Then you have a friend who basically stands right next to you, shoulder to shoulder. Very nice. You are also heading in that direction. Am I not? Am I right? And you have another friend. And they are all heading in that direction. This feels good because these are all teammates. They look alike, they think alike. They like having tea and coffee with each other. They actually get along so well. It's harmony. Is it not nice? Then you have the pain in the neck. Now here's the thing. All of these people who are working so beautifully together, you have 6 sets of eyes looking there. Anything coming from that direction is clearly seen. Am I right? Who's looking there? Here you have pain in the neck, who is opposite to you. Am I right? So, he's looking where you're not looking. Simply because he wants to be a pain. So he's going to examine everything you're doing so he can be a better pain. Hey, I'm telling you, a lot of people who are just born who love this. And they're doing you a favor because they are looking there. The only thing difference is whether they tell you or they don't tell you. Are you getting my point? See, if someone is advancing from there, an enemy or whatever, a weakness is coming from there, the question is whether they tell you or they don't tell you, but can they see it? Now, let's say you embrace this guy. You welcome him into your team. Then he's not standing opposed to you. He's not your rival anymore because you're not head to head with each other. So when you embrace him, don't embrace him. He becomes your team member. Are you with me? Is that not nice to have your back covered for you? You don't have to like him or he doesn't have to like you. He just has to do his job. In fact, if he does it very well, he'll keep on looking there for you. The trick is to understand that you are not, essentially in this business to form a friendship club. All kinds of these people will come together. Some of them will be your friends. Some of them will be your family. But all of them are your team. You get my point? And your team will consist of people who are very different from each other. So if you actually have a good enough team, you have Rupali over here, Turn around, Baba. You're now, see, he got converted now. He's looking the same direction you are. Don't convert him. You need him looking in the opposite direction. This way. Okay. Now you have Rupali over. She joined the team. She, on the other hand, doesn't get along with the two of them. Is she looking in another direction? Yes or no? And you have another gentleman who comes and joins them, who does the same thing. Now, are you covered on all sides? Is this not a team that you want? Thank you. So, you want to find people who don't think like you, who are not like you, who can be different from you, but who are willing to work with you. That's all you need. He doesn't have to like you, he needs to respect you. Two different things. You don't have to like him, but you need to respect him too. And if he is an incredible pain in the neck, massage your neck and keep on walking. You're going to need this guy. It's much more painful to keep turning your neck around to look at the back all the time. Have you ever tried running forward and looking back? Have you ever tried running forward and looking back? Does that work for you? Anyone can do that? I don't mind letting you try. You want to run forward and look back? Okay, let's see how fast he can do that. This is a networker, by the way. Attention. Okay, so you're going to look at yourself on the screen. You just have to see the screen. Can you see yourself? Okay, now run there. Oh, whoa, whoa, stop. See, that's the problem. If you had gone a little faster, you'd have gone right bang slam in the middle of my, one of my people. We sent 2 people to hospital today. You're doing the timing. It's not about going fast. It's about also being able to be going safe.
I belong to your business. I must be fast.
Ah.
This is my logic. This is my...
Have you heard of the statement? He says he belongs to our business, and therefore he must be fast. Okay, have you heard of the saying that fast is slow and slow is fast? In our business, sometimes slow is fast, and fast can be slow. When we build too fast and we don't build our team, we don't take the effort to build the foundation, we build a house of cards. Are you with me? Thank you. And it's more important to build a team. You see, I had a team when we started this company. We had already been working together for a few years. That made all the difference on the planet. There is no way. If you take a look at all the great people that you know, even the ones that you saw in the video today, right? Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Mandela, any number of them, anyone you take a look at, they all have teams. It's teams that make it to the top. Are you with me? It is teams that make it to the top. The word team itself, T-E-A-M, simply means together, everyone achieves more. So all you need to understand is, how do I build my team? And when you build your team, then when the team is ready, you are all going to move fast. Now imagine the gentleman who came up and ran backwards just now. Where is he? You're there. Imagine if you could run that fast and have someone looking for you where you are running. Would you be able to run faster with more security? No. He's looking where you are running and telling you, just like I was telling you, enough. See, I was here to make sure you don't knock into anything. Don't you want me by your side? So go find that person. That's your teammate. Whichever direction you're going, there's always one side we are not looking. The Lord made us in such a fashion, we do not have a pair of eyes at the back of our head. You notice that, right? It's strange. Our entire back is very vulnerable. This is not true. Because there's one place you cannot look. Wherever you're walking, right? Have you not seen these movies, right? Scary movies of, where someone is walking, somebody is going around killing everybody, right? It's amazing how much money these people make making these movies. It's always, you'll find a single woman all by herself, alone in the dark, walking. I have absolutely no idea why. Almost inevitably it happens, no? Is it all right? You want to lean over and whack the back of her head and say, "What's wrong with you, woman?" But there she is, she walks, and inevitably she'll walk a few steps and she'll go. Not true? Is it true or not? So this is where we are most vulnerable. And we are made this way. It is part of the master plan. And who planned this? Did you plan it? Your mom and dad did. They said, "No, my daughter should have 2 eyes in the front. Only one nose." Yeah, who planned this? So if he planned it, don't question him. Go find a teammate. You are in my heart too, my friend. Now, I love you too. Now, coming back to commitment, you have to, stop saying "I love you" and go out there and make $10,000 a month. Now that's telling me you love me. Because you actually have to put that into work. That's real commitment. You get my point? You know what I'd like you to do? Keep on saying that you love me, go out there, work like hell, earn $10,000 a month, go back to your parents and send them on a world tour, then I know you love me. Go back there, build a school or a hospital or a clinic. Do something. Because we are in a business where we pay it forward. And what you need to do is to do exactly that. Go out and help another 10 people more. And then I know you love me. You get my point? And above all, love him. He's given you life, he's given you purpose, he's given you this fantastic chance to do something with your lives. Are you with me? So love him. Are you with me? Now focus on doing something with your lives. Turn that love into energy. Make it commitment. And there is nothing you cannot do. And that's what you need to do, to commit to each other. When you commit to each other, you can virtually go out there and achieve anything. You can go out there and you will have the confidence to be able to move forward. Sometimes, we are all standing here because in some form or another, there is a team that God gave us. You know what is that team called? Family. And because of that, you grew up in a home. You grew up with someone to take care of you. You kept on taking and taking and taking all through your lives. The first 10 or 15 years is nothing but taking. Is this not true? All you did was take. Now it's time to give. You may not be able to give back to the exact people who kept on giving you, but you can always give it forward. Give it to another person who needs it. Are you with me? It's not enough just to go to them and present an opportunity. You need to basically take them to the point that this opportunity becomes real. Do you understand me? That is your love in action. And I read the seed in action. Your love in action is for you to go out there. There are 10,000 people in this auditorium. If you went out there and got 2 people each, we will have 30,000 people next year. And Patman will have to find another stadium. But you got to go out there and make it happen. And that's what commitment is. Your commitment is to that you will do this and stop talking about it. That you will actually go out there and work every single day and stop talking about it. Understand? We are networkers, so we are naturally good at talking. But now, it's not enough. We need to take this talking onward into where it becomes work. It becomes action. Are you with me? And then you can take this to where you become successful. But first, make 10 more people successful. Make 10 more people successful. And your success will have meaning. Being successful alone makes you a lonely person. Are you with me? Which is why I have a team. Which is why we have so many people out there. For me, all of this means nothing unless they are all in this ride with me. We go up together, we go down together, we go everywhere together. That is a team. Now, is that not nice to have? Is that not what you want to have? And you think that's going to fall on your head? It takes hard work. The commitment to a team takes hard work. It is daily work. You got to call them up. You got to keep in touch with them. When they fall, you help them stand up. When they are down, you bring them up. Are you with me? It's the exact opposite of your, basic friends club. Are you with me? It's the exact opposite. Because in a friends club, what do? You go there to pour all your woes onto them. Right? You go there to pour all your misery, all your gossip. Right? You sit down over tea and coffee and you're able to talk about everything else but the truth. If you decide to tell a friend the truth, you might actually lose him. But with a teammate, you do not have a choice. The truth is the only thing that he needs, that you need. Are you with me? I'm going to talk to you a little bit about commitment, but I think there's a brilliant scene from a movie that I'd like to share with you, okay? It's brilliant. It's been seen many times, but I always get inspired by it. It's a commitment of a coach to his team. It's a commitment that you need to make. This is why a coach stands behind, takes all the heat. A coach doesn't mean that he's better than the player. Roger Federer may be number 1 in the world. Tiger Woods is number 1 in the world. Or whatever player you might take in whatever field, they still have a coach. Why are they sitting and listening to a coach if they are already number 1? What can anyone teach them? Because even if you're number 1, you're going to need somebody to push you somebody to push you till you break, somebody who's committed to you, somebody that you know is constantly watching over you, somebody that you need. Are you with me? So this is about this particular story, a brilliant scene played by Al Pacino. We have some fans in the audience. Pay attention to the words. Pay attention to the moral. Pay attention to his commitment to his team. Are you with me? I give you Al Pacino.